Yeah. Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy Simeon Russell, and we are live. We're gonna talk to the infuriated Knicks fan tonight. He's gonna be late, but we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna let him know how we feel. Let's go. Knicks family, what's poppin'? What's going on with you tonight? Hopefully you're having a good night. It's coming down to the end of the week. The week is coming to a close. What's this? Thursday night? Tomorrow's Friday. It's going to be a nice weekend. Hot weekend. At least it is. At least it's hot where I am. And I'm pretty sure it's hot in New York. And I'm going to be in the city this weekend. Hopefully it cools down just a little bit. You know, so I can enjoy my time there. Spend some time with family, so on. But it's a hot one here, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless because pretty soon it's gonna get cold, and when it gets cold, you know, some of you guys who are living in North Carolina, some people living in Florida, you know, you guys, some parts of North Carolina gets cold, but you guys will be chilling, man. But you know, up here in the Northeast, we're gonna be cold, so I'm juicing the most out of summer while we have it. Enjoying it as much as we can. As you guys know, Evan Perlmutter, I think that's the way you say his name, the infuriated Knicks fan, he's going to be here tonight. He's running a little bit late because he's had interview after interview after interview after interview because he's getting this attention. I guess I'm guilty because I'm giving him some attention too, but we're giving him a different kind of attention. You know, we're going to let him know where we stand as Knicks fans. You know, we're going to let him know what's up. But he'll be here, probably get here 10:45, 11 o'clock, something like that. You know, so listen, all I want to say, express your opinions loud and clear. If you call in, express your opinions. In the video chat, express your opinions. But let's not step out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Let them know how we feel as Knicks fans, but let's not step out of bounds. All right, it's sports. Although we're diehard fans, you know what I mean? We're the truest of the true. We're as true as it comes and as diehard as it comes. But don't go out of bounds. That's all I want to say. Don't go out of bounds with the guy, you know. But respectfully, let him know how we feel as New York Knicks fans. All right, so he's going to be here in about a half an hour. Up until then, we got some things to talk about. We're definitely going to get into some chalk talk today. All right, for chalk talk today, we're going to talk about Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke, how they can coexist on the floor. How can they coexist together? Because it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. So we'll talk about it a little bit, break it down, get to hear from guys that's in the video chat, people that's calling in. Stick to the topics today if you can. I don't mind you going off topic a little bit, but everybody... You know, a lot of people try to go off and they go on tangents. You know, if we can stick to the topic, that'd be great. If we go off on a little tangent here and there, you know, it's cool. We'll also talk about the 3, 4, and 5 pick and roll. Because I think for the type of team that we're building, the 3, 4, 5 pick and roll is going to be very, very effective for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we have guys, and I don't want to talk about it too much right now because we're going to talk about it in that segment. But we have guys that can handle the ball at the 3 spot, the 4 spot, maybe one day even at the 5 spot. So we can be really effective in that, especially dealing with teams that have slow-footed big men. But we're going to talk about it. I don't want to get too deep yet. You know, once I get going, and I don't want to get too deep yet. All right. But what I do want to talk about It's NBA 2K. NBA 2K is going to be, I guess it's not going to be released at midnight, but the promo is going to be released at midnight. You'll be able to download the beginning of NBA 2K tonight at midnight. As a matter of fact, my man CK2K is streaming on Twitch, and he's streaming live until the game is downloadable, talking about 2K and talking about the Knicks, I guess. You know, so when I leave here, I'm probably going to check out his stream and see what he's doing. You know, but did you take a look at the Knicks ratings? And I know you guys, some of you guys been talking about it a little bit already, but did you take a look at the Knicks ratings? If not, I'm going to throw them up on the board. I'm going to throw them up so you can see them. And this is courtesy of 2kratings.com. And all of the Knicks have not been rated as of yet. All right. But the current 2K19 ratings, Kristaps Porzingis is an 88. Some people, I know there's going to be a lot of people in here, and we can debate it. I know there's going to be a lot of people in here that say that's too low. That's too low for Porzingis. I don't know if it's too low for him. I don't know if it's too. We're going to talk about it. We're going to find out. It's 88 too low. Not that these 2K ratings mean anything, you know, but it's 88 too low. And as Cantor's a 79. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a 78. I think that's right about where they're supposed to be. Courtney Lee hasn't been rated yet for this year. Mario Hezonja is a 76. Trey Burke hasn't been rated yet. Ron Baker hasn't been rated yet. Joakim Noah hasn't been rated yet. Moutier hasn't been rated. Frank Ntilikina is a 74. I think that's about spot on where Frank probably need to be. You know, I would say he's about spot on at this point. At this point, I say he's about spot on. We'll see if he can raise that up by the end of, you know. I must have somebody loose in the background. Somebody. If you guys in the video chat can be quiet for a second, I don't have you muted. Or I don't have somebody muted. Jarrett Jack, of course, not on the team. Troy Williams, not on the team. Lance Thomas got a 70. Damian Dotson. Well, that's last year's. So these guys haven't been updated. But Kevin Knox has been updated. Right? Kevin Knox has been updated. And no, I don't believe Frank Ntilikina was a 77 and 18. I think he started maybe like a 73 or something like that. I want to see Frank pull that up this year by scoring. If he can score a little bit, like Robert Parrish is saying, Frank is 74 until he goes to the basket and gets his percentage up. That's true. That's true. Until he once he begins to score, you see him hover around that 80, I believe. You know what I mean? He'll hover around 80. For those who are just logging in, checking this out, the Infuriated Knicks Fan, Evan Perlmutter, he'll be on in about 20 minutes or so. All right, he's taking care of some other interview business, should I say? But I want to know, do you agree with Kevin Knox's rating? Because Kevin Knox doesn't agree. I'll tell you that. Kevin Knox, from what we understand, is going to have a 74 overall rating in 2K. And this is Kevin Knox's response. 74 overall 2K rating? That's disrespectful. It's all good, though. That's just motivation. Kevin Knox got a 74. Now, guys in his range have gotten 77, 78. You know, guys picked in his range, he gets a 74. I mean, you know, I don't know. And, you know, there you go. Kevin Knox cooking up something good. Hopefully he's going to be cooking up something good come the NBA season, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's going to be cooking up something good. You know, cooking up something for us. Frank Ntilikina's 2K rating. And let me tell you, that doesn't look like Frank. It looks more like Rudy Gay to me than Frank. Now, Frank and Rudy Gay maybe have a similar body type, right? But I think that looks a little bit more like Rudy Gay than Frank Ntilikina. That's not a good. They need to rescan Frank. And Frank was there all day today playing, playing 2K, doing whatever he does. And they could have rescanned him. You know what I'm saying? Made it look a little bit better because their scan didn't look too good. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So I'm gonna talk to the guys we have in the video chat right now. I want to know what you guys think about Kristaps Porzingis rating of an 88, and I want to know what you think about Kevin Knox's rating. I think Frank Ntilikina's rating is on par with where he probably should be. You know,
Kristaps is an 88.
So I'm gonna bring you guys in. Let me know what you think. And what do you think? Since I got you.
Said Kristaps is an 88.
Kristaps Porzingis is an 88.
I like
88
that.
rating.
I like that. I wasn't expecting that, but I like it.
Oh, you wasn't expecting that. Okay. You was expecting lower. What did you expect from him?
Yeah, like I was expecting like an 85, 84. I thought they would plug the injury in and lower it a little bit.
Okay.
I like it.
I guess he's an all-star. Right?
Yeah,
he was an all-star, so maybe
I'm glad they didn't, do him dirty just because he's a Knick, because they have a habit of doing that. But I like when our players are kind of rated low on 2K because it gives them a little kick in the butt. Like I like that Kevin Knox is rated a 74.
Okay.
And I like his response to it better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I like it.
I'm with you. All right, let me see. I see Nate shaking his head. Nate, what's up?
What's up, man? I got a question. What is Luka Doncic rated on that game? If Knox is rated lower than Luka Doncic, we're gonna have a problem.
Knox is rated lower than Luka. Knox is rated lower. Knox, I think Luka was rated like 78, 79, something like that.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Serious, yeah. I think
Luka's rated like Carmelo Anthony. Are they saying Luka Doncic is as good as Melo right now?
No.
Basically, they're saying Luka is as good as Melo is right now. Right now,
they're crazy.
Melo is rated 79 right now.
Crazy, man.
Melo is at a. You know what? Yeah. Melo's at a 79. Maybe I would have went 80 with Melo, but.
Yeah, just for like respect. Yeah. I mean, he is Carmelo Anthony.
Exactly, man.
Right.
Future Hall of Famer, possibly.
Like, they kept Dirk rated in the 80s well past the time he should have been. Like,
what's Dirk rated right now?
Probably like 79, I think, probably.
Yeah, so they're saying in the chat that Luka.
60,
they're saying in the chat that Luka's 79.
Oh my God. No way.
79. Almost 80. Nah. The same as Melo. Brandon McNeely's Melo was 83. Melo was 79, I believe. I thought I saw something that said Melo was 79.
This fool didn't even play in Summer League, and he's rated 79. And Knox balled out in Summer League, and he's a 74. Are you kidding me? He's the same rating as Ntilikina.
Come on. In respect to Luka Doncic, he was EuroLeague MVP.
I don't care if he was EuroLeague or whatever, man. You're talking the NBA. We're not talking over the pond. Basketball.
But who's proven more professionally, Kevin Knox or Luka Doncic?
That's
Knox.
true. That's
I think Knox.
You said Knox is proven more
better competition. Knox has played with better competition. Dude, come on, college?
No. EuroLeague is.
But name me the last players that came from the European League that went to the NBA and were successful.
Porzingis?
Okay, Porzingis. Well, he played for Latvia.
But he was in EuroLeague. No, he didn't play for Latvia.
I mean, he played Real Madrid, didn't he?
Yeah.
Real Madrid.
What makes Luka impressive is he didn't just hold his own in EuroLeague. He dominated in the EuroLeague.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I think they're smoking too much on this guy.
I'm not saying he's going to be a star. I'm just saying I can respect him being rated higher than Knox off the jump.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I haven't even seen Luka play. I have yet to see.
Why
I have yet to see him play.
No one's even seen him play.
I have yet to see him play. You know what I mean? Isaiah,
come on.
I want to know what you think. I don't know if Isaiah can
judge Frank because he plays in Europe and he doesn't play well. Mm-hmm. And yet, we don't judge Luka Doncic. We say, he's dominated the other league. But yet, if Frank dominated the league, we still say it doesn't matter because he doesn't play in the U.S.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. If Frank,
I guarantee there are a lot of people out there that would say that, man.
If
Thank you. He's too slow.
Guillermo, what's going on, Guillermo? How you doing?
Yo, it's good, man. I'll be very quick. I'll just say, look, I think it's garbage that Knox doesn't get high rating, but I will say at Kentucky, you have to also look at, like, they had so many guys on that team that they couldn't really showcase any one player. So,
but we've seen him play. That's the thing. We haven't seen Luka. Nobody knows what Luka.
I'm Ryan. I don't like the Euro hype. I watched Doncic play, and I'm not I watched Doncic play, right?
Yeah.
And outside of his age, what else impresses you about him?
His IQ.
What is
his offensive ability?
Okay, but he's gonna be slow in the NBA.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna be a star. I think Luka Doncic is gonna be a lot like Hedo Turkoglu, a good
have a better
third option on a very good team.
Hold up, who'd you rather take, Hedo Turkoglu or Knox?
I'm not saying I'm gonna take Doncic over Knox. I'm saying I understand why 2K gave him a higher rating off the jump. I get it.
2K is doing it so they can appeal to the international audience. That's what the NBA's been doing. That's why they don't like these kids from the backwoods coming and playing with tough integrity or toughness, whatever. They like these soft Euro guys. They want to expand.
I think Knox and Dante should be at the same rating. Period.
Well, let's hear what Isaiah has to say. Let's check out Isaiah. Isaiah, man, where you at, man? And then I want to get to Guillermo, ask Guillermo a question.
Clay.
Where are you at with the Kevin Knox, and KP rating? And KP is rated in 88.
It's too low. I like KP. I'm with Ant. I didn't think KP was gonna be an 88. I thought he was gonna be an 84, 85, 86 at best. But 88, I could do something with that. Kevin Knox is disrespectful because I'm gonna keep it 100. DeAndre Ayton didn't ball out in summer league.
That's a fact.
He didn't ball out, not like Kevin Knox.
Exactly.
Kevin Knox, besides Josh Hart, who's a second-year player, Kevin Knox was the best summer league player, and
he led the scoring in summer league.
He was the best. Besides Josh Hart, he had the best summer league, and Josh Hart was a second-year player. So that should show you. Mitchell Robinson played better than all the bigs except Wendell Carter, my opinion. Wendell Carter was probably the best big in summer league, but Mitchell Robinson was pretty much second.
What did DeAndre Ayton put up in summer league? What did he put up? What did DeAndre Ayton put up in summer league?
He put, I think, 13.
He was close to Mitchell Robinson's numbers.
Mitchell Robinson numbers minus the blocks.
It was like a double-double.
Right. Okay.
And I think the rebound, I think Mitchell Robinson was better.
Yeah, he put up 14.5 points, 10.5 rebounds in summer league. DeAndre.
So let me ask you, where is Mitchell Robinson going to come in on the 2K rating? And I know people.
They're going to give him a 68 or 70.
71.
No, he'll get a 70. Yeah, 71, 72.
71.
But that's understandable because he didn't play college.
Yeah.
So,
that's understandable. But you know what was getting me annoyed with 2K? I think 2K, because it's so popular that they just be handing out these wild numbers, and they just like the controversy. They love it.
Yeah, of course.
That's true.
Because
I want to know who gives out these numbers. I want to know who looks at these numbers.
Because
what is Trey Burke going to be ranked?
Trey Burke probably going to be a 76.
75.
Right now, I think he's 75. I think he's 75 right now.
Wait, LeBron has a perfect rating, right?
Nah, 98.
He has a 98, even though defensively he was one of the worst defensive players in the league.
And I bet you Ben Simmons has 97.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to a phone call. And for those who are just logging on, the Infuriated Knicks Fan is going to be here shortly. We're taking up. We're doing our first topic, which is NBA 2K ratings. Some of you guys care, some of you guys don't. Some of you guys play 2K. I do play 2K. You know what I'm saying? So I am interested to know what the Knicks 2K ratings are. Tony Crow, what's popping, man?
Yo, Black is time. Shout out to the chat. What's good, Sam?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm good. We talking 2K ratings. Actually, before I forget, when you get your guest on, ask him for me and for the chat. My main question is like somebody said last chat. Why now? Why did he choose now to
why
leave as a Knicks fan?
Right.
And just to keep it real, I like about, I think it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I jokingly said it on Twitter, like, I'm taking applications for teams because I was tired of the Knicks. But that was the Phil Jackson in the midst of him, you know, talking bad about Melo and just everything not being right. But yeah, so why now when we're in the best position we've been in probably
That's a good
years?
question. That's a good question, and I was definitely
with the
gonna
exception of you know, the one year with Kid and, you know, all those guys.
Right, and I'm definitely gonna ask him that question. I also, and you know, if you're able to get into the video chat, you can ask. You know, you'll be able to ask him some questions. Hopefully, he's gonna get into the video chat. He may just call in. It depends. I know he's had some interviews and things like that. I also want to know what's the whole purpose of putting it on eBay? I want to see if he's just straight up or if he backs down. What's the whole purpose? I mean, why put it on eBay? Why not just say, okay, you know what? I'm done with this team. I'm moving on.
Yeah, I think the weirdest part about it is you letting somebody else dictate what team you're choosing. Mm-hmm. Like, granted, if you're tired of the Knicks, that's one thing, but you pick your own team. You know what I mean? Pick your own new team that you wanna be a fan of.
Right.
So that's just a little funny to me.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Let me touch on some 2K topics.
Yeah, we're going to touch on some 2K, and then we're going to move over 2K because he's not here. And listen, if he's not here at 11 o'clock, I know that he's, you know, he's dealing with some other things. If he's not here at 11 o'clock, we're going to move on to our Chalk Talk. And then, you know, after Chalk Talk, when he comes in, then we'll start talk. Then we'll talk to him, and then we'll get back to the Chalk Talk. All right.
No doubt.
Kristaps Porzingis rated at 88. Kevin Knox rated at 7.4. I'm
surprised as well with KP. I definitely thought they would have put the injury, you know, and make the decision based off that. But I'm not mad at it. I'm definitely not mad at it.
Yeah, well, of course.
But it definitely caught me by surprise. I thought he'd be 87, 86.
Okay. Yeah. But, let me ask you this, and then this is gonna end the whole video game talk. All right. I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna ask the guys in the chat this as well, because Nate brought it up. 2K or live? I haven't played Live 19. 2K or live? Back in the day, 94, 95, or 90. You know, Live 95 was my joint back in the day, right? That was tough. Live kind of got corny. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? 2K Live. I haven't played the new one. Live just seems like it's too easy for me.
I haven't played Live in probably 10 years. And I might have played it once in 10 years. And I don't even know what year it was. I'm a 2K guy. They've had me for, you know, 10 years.
I'm gonna ask these guys here in the chat. I'm gonna start with who's Mark. Mark, I hope who's Mark can hear me. Mark, what's popping, Mark? Mark, you there? Nope, he ain't there. Not listening. Nate, you got me, Nate?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Okay, Nate, live or 2K?
Man, I'm gonna take live over 2K because I'll tell you what, man, the gameplay is a lot better because 2K. I mean, I don't know how many times I've missed a layup in the games, or they don't make the right pass on a fast break. KP's getting blocked by Kyrie Irving. Man, I can't handle that, man. It's a disrespect to KP on that game.
Yeah. All right, Mark, where you at, Mark? Because you're talking over top of people. I can hear you, man.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Wow.
All right, yo, we good?
We good, man. We waiting for you.
Oh, like I said, 2K Live been trash since 06, man. That's the last time I touched NBA Live. I was a Live guy before 2K, and then after like 2K11, that's when I got addicted.
Okay. All right.
That's when I got addicted.
We're gonna end this off. After this, we're gonna get the chalk talk. Aunt G, live or 2K?
2K by a landslide. Live ain't been good since Melo was on the cover, man.
I'm tripping, man.
I'm with you.
And the only thing that was keeping Live going was the dunk contest. That was it. That's the only thing me and my friends played it for, was the dunk contest.
And their production was better.
Yeah, but after that, they all started being shaped like KD. You got Shaq, Skinny. Like, it just didn't make sense, man. It just didn't make sense. And like when the ball went through the net didn't move. Like I couldn't do it no more. 2K, after they got Ben Wallace off the cover, I forgot who was on the cover the next year.
Yeah.
But like 2K really started getting lit when they had the Kobe on it. Like, that's when it started getting like crazy.
Guillermo, where you at with it, Guillermo?
Yo, I gave up on 2K after 08, man. When they had my favorite teams were the Nuggets with Melo, JR, and Nene, man. That was my squad. But after that, I gave on the basketball games, man. It's too hard to do all these dunks. I was like, come on, man. I can't do it. If y'all want to see me in a real game, come see me in FIFA, bro. Out of here, man. I can't touch me at FIFA.
All right. Last one. Isaiah, it's on you, man. Which one?
Live has been trash since 03 when Melo on the cover. It's been trash. It's been, but like, nobody plays it. Like, only thing I'll say I miss 2K football. I miss that. 2K football was lit. But it's all about 2K. 2K by a landslide, not even a fact. Not even. That's a fact. March Madness was, man, listen.
All right, so hey, Tony, I'm gonna let you go because I think he's getting ready to call in.
College football, they need to bring that back. They bugging.
I'm hoping to get him. I'm hoping to get him into the appearing. But all right, peace.
Jonathan, check.
All right, so now this is what we're gonna do before he gets here. While we're waiting for him to get here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to our chalk talk. All right, then we'll get back to it. So chalk talk today, we are gonna talk about Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke. How do they fit together on the court? What's gonna, we've been talking about them going against each other, right? Frank Ntilikina, Trey Burke, hitting, bumping head to head, fighting for that point guard position. Okay. How do they fit together? Guillermo, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna let you start to answer that. How do you see them fitting together?
Well, I mean, you talk about one coming off the bench. You mean them both playing together at the same time?
Same time on the same court. 1 second, Guillermo. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, this is Evan. This is the Laker fan, baby.
This is the Laker fan. Oh, okay. So, Evan, can you do me a favor? Can you turn it down a little bit in the back?
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. So you didn't want to call in and join us in the chat?
To be honest, I've been running around. I'm not really sure about the chat. I'm good with the audio for now.
Okay. All right. It would have been nice to have you on video. You know what I'm saying? But you should be able to. Right now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Knicks fans in the video chat. All right. If you would have been in the video chat, you would have been able to, of course, hear those in the video chat and hear the phone calls coming in. All right, but it's cool. It's cool. So we're gonna get.
I guess we can give it a quick shot here. I'll give you guys about 15 minutes if we want to give it a shot.
You said you can go for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Just click on that link that I sent you, appear.in/NBK. See if we can get you in. If not, then give me a call right back.
Hold on 1 second.
Because and while you're doing that, I'll just kind of explain to you a little bit how we do it here on Nothing But Knicks. We always have some guys in the video chat. We got guys on the live stream, which maybe maybe you're on the live stream. And so we got guys chatting, and then we get people calling in.
I don't know. I was calling up, and I figured they could hear me if I called you.
Yeah. Everyone can hear you. It's just people. If you rather do it this way, that's fine.
No, I'm clicking the link. It's all good to me either way.
All right. Well, as soon as you click on the link, it's gonna pop up here. Hey,
It's been a crazy day. I literally just had this camera crew who just left. And
Yeah. I can't.
A lot of sleep happening.
I bet you. I know it has been. I know it has been a probably a long 2 weeks for you. Let's see if this is you. Is this you knocking to get in?
That's me. I'm knocking.
That's you?
Yeah, it's me.
Nope. No, I think that's Mark.
Yo, who booted me bro?
I booted you. You're not gonna be on the show doing what you just did. Are you still on it? Are you? I don't see you.
I'm knocking.
Oh, let me see. Let's see who it is. There we go. All right, it's letting you in now. There we go. All right. So now I'll hang up the phone now. All right. Okay. So. Yeah. Can you hear me? Evan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Good. Okay, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we got. How do I say your last name, Evan? Perlmutter. We got Evan Perlmutter, Infuriated Knicks fan, in the chat with us. And Evan, that hurts. That Evan.
Dude, I've been hurt for 20 years with the same thing.
Yeah, break it down to us. Explain it to him. Explain it to me, man, because I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Explain it to me, because I've been a Knicks fan since 1986.
Hold on. You want me to give you like my background, or you want me to give you kind of the eBay aspect? What do you want me to dive into?
You can dive into it all, man. Give us your background, and then you can jump into the eBay aspect. We want to know. We want to know what's going on with you.
I think the first thing is like the misconception of what everyone thinks Everyone thinks like, oh, it's just like this dude who doesn't really care, who thinks the Knicks had a bad pick, and who's pocketing $3,500. I think when you read the headlines, that might be how it sounds, but there's a couple deliverables that people don't understand. Like when I said I love the NBA. So if I was going to jump ship on a team that I loved in a league that I loved, I wanted to be invested elsewhere. So betting $500 on another team ensures that I'm going to root for whatever team it was going to be each and every game, to go to one of those teams' home games, to attend one of the team's away games. I mean, if you can imagine what the cost of a flight to LA, hotel accommodations, 2 tickets to the game, to buy 2 jerseys, or other merchandise, other memorabilia, as well as to leave some of my Knicks stuff behind. And just to give you some of your background, it's not like I'm like this casual-ass Knicks fan. I mean, I was born into this. And no, I'm actually not.
No, let him talk. Let him talk, Aunt G. Let him talk. You'll get your chance. Let him talk. Go ahead.
I'm probably as old, if not older, at least than you guys on here. So when it was like middle school and the mid-'90s Knicks, I'm staying up way past my bedtime to watch the awesome Knicks that we knew and loved. And look, I'm going to preface this because I'm not just hopping off because of the win-loss record. Like, we all loved Ewing, we loved Oakley, we loved Mason, we loved Larry, we loved Sprewell, we loved Starks. Actually, I loved Hubert Davis and Rick Brunson. Like, guys that half these Knicks fans don't even know about. After college, I took a job at MSG for 4 years, making $31,000 a year in New York City. Who the hell can live off that? To watch with the Knicks, to have access to that.
Okay, so let me ask you. You said one thing you said is, it costs money to buy a new jersey, to bet on a team. That's on you. If you want to switch the team, that's on you, isn't it? Why isn't it on somebody else to pay you? Why isn't it on somebody else to pay you to go ahead and like another team? I mean, that person, I'm wondering why that person did it.
Dolan and the top-down approach. Like, it's not even the win-loss on the court. It's not even the roster of players which we have, which is pathetic. Our best offseason move was Ron Baker opting in. I mean, just absurd. It's the front office. It's 20 years of horrific management.
But what about why right now, when we have what looks like a future? Kevin Knox,
I'll be honest, right now, if I'm a Knicks fan, I have hope. It's one of the first times. Look, I was at the Melo Billups press conference, and the future is potentially bright. But I've said that annually every year for the last 20 years. You have to understand that right now. Look, before this season ended, I wanted the Knicks to tank. I wanted to lose to the Hawks. I wanted to lose to the Magic. I wanted to lose to the teams that we should have lost to down the stretch, like the Sixers did once KP goes down. KP sits all next year. You get Trae Young. Maybe you move up and get Bagley. You let that dude develop. You get a max free agent next year. You have a healthy KP. 2019, 2020, you're ready to ride. Last year, we drafted Frank triangle offense that no one in the NBA runs. We drafted a player based on an offense that no one runs, and then fired the GM who drafted that player the week after we drafted him. How can you possibly run anything more backwards than that?
Listen, you know what? You're right with all of that. You are exactly right. And every single one of us Knicks fans here in the chat.
You can't fight back. Dolan has corporate America. He's going to sell out the Garden. The ticket prices are going to go up. The sponsorships are going to go up. It doesn't matter the product that he puts on the court. Our highest paid player is Joakim Noah. We don't even know what culture he's in.
But right now we are in a midst of a change. I mean, if you can't see that, you got to be able to see it. Like you just said, if I was a Knicks fan, which you just became not a Knicks fan, I guess. Right. If you were a Knicks fan, you would be encouraged about the direction of the team.
Yeah,
right?
Yes, but I've also been encouraged about the direction of the team.
So you can't
the last 20 years, only to screw it up at the next turn. Dude.
So you're telling me right now you don't see anything different. And then I have one more thing I want to ask you, and then I'm gonna let these guys jump in and ask you some questions. All right.
I'll say this: it's bright. It's the brightest it's been since the Melo press conference and Jeremy Lin tearing it up for a month. Yeah. So to answer your question, I agree, but at least it was enjoyable and we were winning games at that point. It was a circus, and he got paid off it.
Okay, well. So let me just ask you this, and then I'm gonna open these guys up to ask you a question.
Sure.
From my perspective, looking from the outside, it looks like this is an attention grab. I'm just being blunt and honest with you. And the reason why I say that is because why couldn't you, if you didn't want to be a Knicks fan anymore, okay, I get it. Why couldn't you silently go off and say I'm done with this team? Why'd it have to be public? Why'd you have to put it on eBay?
Because someone needs to be the voice of all these fans who have just been dragged through the mud for the past 15 years. We're the only franchise that can take legendary coaches. Only the Knicks can manage to make Phil Jackson and Larry Bird and Don Cheaton and Lenny Wilkins horrible. We have coaches like fighting players.
Okay.
After 20 years. This isn't a one-year thing. This wasn't we made a bad draft pick. I'm not happy with the product on the court. This is the harder I cry. This is quicksand. This is horrible. This is annually, every year for 20 years. I've already lived there.
That's what being a fan is, bro. Being a fan is being with your team through the lowest and the hardest time. If you can dump your team and go root for the Los Angeles Lakers, bro, I can understand if you went to the Brooklyn, you went to the
What do you mean? It's not like I didn't get to pick. I didn't get to pick the team, and if I picked the team, let me tell you right now, it's not. There was a couple teams I would have hated to go to. The teams that are rivals with the Knicks, like the Bulls, the Pacers.
But I feel you're not even a real Laker fan, is what you're saying. So what are you?
I'm in the Lakers. I think it takes time. I mean, when you were a Knicks fan, when it was your third day of Knicks fan, whatever that was, if it was sixth grade for you, were you as a big fan?
No,
were you a bigger fan on your third day as you are now?
You can't force yourself to be a fan of a team, bro. You can't say, "Oh, now I'm going to be a Laker fan." Because as soon as LeBron leaves and the Lakers start sucking again like they have been for the last 6 years, you're going to join the next big team. You're going to put the Lakers on eBay, and that's what it is.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get to Guillermo. And I'm gonna ask you guys. Don't talk in the background. Don't talk to them in the background. Whoever's talking, let them talk. Go ahead, Guillermo.
Yeah. Just to point out a few things to point out how fake of a fan this guy is. First of all, if you said 20 years, that's 1998. We got rid of a lot of those players like Hogan and those guys. So what you're doing is point to a script. So you said our best move this offseason was signing Ron Baker. Actually, we signed Mario Hezonja, who was considered one of the top.
Mario, a top 10 pick that nobody wants.
Actually, a lot of teams actually want Mario Hezonja. If you actually watch basketball, which I'm pretty sure you don't, you know the Magic run a terrible ship over there. And Mario Hezonja posted his best numbers in his 4th year, but they didn't offer him the 5th year extension. That's why we got him. Also, our draft. Everyone wants to talk about our draft. I hope you're not related to the kid who was crying for MPJ, a kid who might not even play this year, who has a bad back. We picked probably the best pick out. You said, hold up, this is how much of a Knicks fan, hold up. This is how much of a non-Knicks fan, a non-basketball fan you are. If you did draft, hold on, I'll let you speak, bro. But if you actually did your draft, you said we should have picked a guy like Marvin Bagley. Go read the scouting reports. Go to Bleacher Report. And they'll show you that Marvin Bagley has an outdated game, a game that's suited for college, and he plays no defense, and he struggled in the summer league. This is a guy that everyone's saying that the Kings are going to regret because he's basically, unless he develops his game to actually be able to shoot and actually defend, he's going to become a bust. But you said Marvin Bagley, and I'm pretty sure you said Marvin Bagley because of the name. Now, the only thing you said that was of any value.
I wanted Trey first and foremost, no questions asked.
Yeah, right. And you're talking about Trey.
Let him speak.
I wanted the Knicks to go 0-82 this year, for KP not to play a single game and to get the number 1 pick next year, and then you got Trae Young developed.
Who's the number 1 pick you want for next year?
Number 1 pick. You got KP. You got a max free agent. And you got Hardaway.
Who's the number? And you said Hardaway. Hardaway, he shot inefficiently. He doesn't even fit this team right now. And who's the number 1 pick? Who's the number 1 pick you want for next year?
Next year. What, you want to get rid of him? We just gave him $18 million a year.
Who's the number 1 pick for next year?
Not we, bro.
Who is? Yeah, no.
All right, hey, Guillermo. Okay, Guillermo, hold on. Let me get to Isaiah. Before I get to you, and I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat not to say anything in the background. All right, we got on the line Oscar.
Hey,
what's going on, Oscar?
Can the faker hear me? Okay.
Infuriated Knicks fan. He can hear you.
If you're not in your own words, casual ass Knicks fan, how do you just walk away after what, like 25 years? I've been a diehard for like 3, and walking away, like I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. Investing so much time into this team, how can you just walk away? You'll never feel like a true Lakers fan because you never should have been a fan. You just wanted the money, the attention, and you ran with it. The fact that
I'm probably going to lose money in this. First and foremost, and second off, that's why you don't know what I feel. You've been a fan for 3 years. That's it.
But you didn't let me finish. The fact that the Knox pick made you jump ship, like seriously.
I was done last year. Look, this wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. I was done last year, but I stayed because I'm a Knicks guy, so I stayed. I toughed it out like a New Yorker. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 17, I was done. Toughed it out again. Always joke with my buddies like this franchise is killing me. It's beyond frustrating. 82 games, the entire offseason. The harder I root, the worse it gets. I just can't take it.
What was so bad about last year? Last year was fine compared to like the 17-win season.
Bad and worse. Welcome to New York.
What did you say?
Bad and worse.
So Evan, let me ask you this, right? Because while you're arguing and talking, right, you sound like a Knicks fan. You keep saying we.
It
right?
runs through me. I'll tell you what. One of my favorite jerseys. My boy bought me for my birthday. A black on black mellow, white outlined in orange. The kid who came over, the dude who won the bid, I laid out a bunch of gear. We had a little draft process. He got to pick which pieces he wanted to burn first, and I got to pick which ones I wanted to keep. He picked the thing I liked the most, and it hurt. And that's how it feels when you break up with something that you really like for a really long time.
So you're telling me, and then I'm gonna get to Isaiah. So you're telling me, and Oscar, do you have anything else you want to say?
I don't even want to talk to this guy. No, I'm done.
You're done? All right, Oscar. Always a pleasure, man.
If your guy's shoes, and I'm talking to someone who sold their Yankee fan, and now all of a sudden a Dodgers fan, I'm in your guy's shoes, and I'm saying the same stuff. So, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just not dealing with 18 years.
So All right, so now you're gonna tell me.
The guest really wants to go on here. He's gonna.
I'm gonna get him. When this season starts, you're gonna be able to sit there and say, in the back of your mind, somewhere deep down inside, you're not gonna be rooting for the Knicks.
Well, before last season ended, I wanted the Knicks to go 0-82 in 2018, 2019. KP's going to be out. Why are you going to rush KP back for what? To win games maybe down the stretch and hurt your draft pick?
Okay.
No. Even not being a Knicks fan, it's in the best interest of the Knicks to be horrible all year. Look at the 76ers. Mm-hmm. We're in the same shoes and our best players hurt. You're going to rush him back to put a product that can't make the playoffs on the court? The point of this. And everyone's saying, like, oh, we're going to get KD next year. The Knicks aren't getting KD next year. Look, I bought MSG stock when I thought LeBron was going to come to the Knicks. His interview was going to be at Allen Houston's house. I was all in. LeBron, we were going to be awesome. No.
That stock did you well, though. That stock did you well because back then that stock was $18 a share. That stock is now $200, $300 a share. I'm sure that stock did you well.
It split off.
Yeah, it split off, but the sports part of it did very well. And the Cablevision part of the stock is still above where you probably bought into the stock. Isaiah, it's on you, bro.
What's up, your name's Evan, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. I will give you this, brother. I will give you this. You flip nothing to $3,500. That's a real hustler. I give you that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna give you that. But you turn nothing to $3,500. So I respect that. But let me tell you a few things, man. Like I tell you what the Knicks mean to me, bro. I've been a Knicks fan my whole life, and I'm 25. And the thing that got me part of the Knicks, why I really love them, is because my dad. My dad got me into the Knicks when I was young. So I always had a connection with that, and that's why the Knicks is dear to my heart, because my dad and me always share that. We went to games together, all that. So the Knicks, I can't never leave the Knicks because it's part of my family, it's part of who I am. It's big to me. You know, that's what it is. I literally, in my 25 years of life, I've seen, and I can't count the 90s because I was a kid, so I don't count that. My 25 years of life, I've seen one good season.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to rock with them because I know that the future is going to be good, because right now where we at, the future is going to be really bright, bro. This is not the same management that you've seen the last 20 years. This is Scott Perry. This is Steve Mills.
I said the same thing that you're saying, and the last 8 years has been
but let me tell you something, bro. Do you know what the big difference is? You know what the difference is? We're not trading away draft picks. We're not trading away this. We're not trading away young players that go good on other teams. We're not signing the Jerome James, the Allen Houstons. We're not doing that no more. We got young players. All our best players are under 25. And the whole thing, and then I was kind of.
The majority of the team's under 25. If they're good or they're bad. If Frank's bad, Frank has no offense. Oh, he's young. Well, if someone's decent, he's decent and he's young. So it's like Knicks fans try to portray it either way. Look, and I get where you're coming from. If you would have told me this 10 years ago that I'd be in these shoes, I would have said, no way. No shot is this happening. No way, but it's just. Go for it.
But you know what it is too, Bo? But let me give you something about the whole Dennis Smith Jr.
Oh, don't know what happened there, but I want to back him up on something though, Evan, because talking about he talked about what the Knicks mean to him. I'm not gonna say a similar story, but a story that's even a little bit deeper than that, right? I grew up in a pretty rough situation. Stepfather was a drug dealer. My mother, went through a bunch of things, and I got a whole video that's coming out about it. And I mean, there were times in my life where the only thing I had in my house, my lights were cut off, had no food. I'm eating, cans of green beans. And you know what took me away from dealing and facing that day to day? Laying my head down next to the radio and listening to Walt Clyde Frazier call the game play by play. When I was able to have MSG watching the Knicks for those 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, I was away from just my everyday life, because there were some things that as a young child I wasn't able to deal with. I couldn't deal with. I was powerless. But that took me away from it for those few hours. And that's why I am a dedicated diehard Knicks fan, because it's not just that time of my life. There are different periods throughout my life where the Knicks were there. And some people may look at me and say, well, you needed something else. But no, the Knicks, the team, the organization, they don't know it, obviously, but they were part of me getting through some of the roughest points and the lowest points of my life. And some of the lowest points of my life just unfortunately happened when I was a child. They were there for me. And a lot of people, there's a lot of Knicks fans that have, and fans of all teams, that have the same type of stories, and some of them don't even realize it. That's why there's a lot of people that's so passionate about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and look, the Knicks they were your outlet. They were your escape. How you say you listen to Walt on the radio. I mean, granted, I had the luxury of having a television. Not that that's here nor there, but the amount of Yankee and John Sterling games that I've listened to that have helped me out through a bad day or made a good day better. Mm-hmm. Granted, definitely not to the severity of what your situation was, but I get it to a degree. That's your escape, and that intensifies your relationship with the team.
It does.
But there's no reciprocity here. That the crux of the problem is the front office. Everyone's saying the future is bright now. I've said that annually for 15, 16, 17 years and just keep shooting myself in the foot. Like, at what point does it end? If I'm 80 years old and that's it, and then it's just like, I was a Knicks fan my whole life, and it just got bad and worse, and that's it, and it sucked, and I never did it. I didn't do dick about it. But it's like, you can't even do anything. Dolan is horrible. The fact that Marge Schott and Al Davis and all these people, he was never the worst owner in sports, because there was these horrific owners, horrific. But now these people are gone, and Dolan is terrible.
Well. I mean, you got a point. Dolan, you know, I mean, he's been staying out of the Knicks business, and he's definitely
since he hired Phil. I mean, you know, we tried to LeBron, and I was on Carton today, and he was telling me this story. Mm-hmm. We're trying to recruit LeBron, and the Nets are bringing in whatever, Jay-Z. Everyone's got this guy, that guy, the other guy. We show clips of famous people who come to games and roll in Donnie Walsh in a wheelchair, like. That's the best pitch we have?
Listen,
fire Isaiah.
Look, I mean, you make some valid points.
Well, after Isaiah should have been fired. Mm-hmm. We fire him, and somehow he's still making the decisions for the team? We just fired this guy.
I mean, look, you make a lot of valid points.
Phil drafts our draft pick, and the next week we fire him.
Yeah, you make a lot of valid points, but that is the definition of a fanatic. Nate, I'm on you, Nate. Nate's not ready. Nate, you there? Okay, I'm gonna go to Ant. Ant, what's going on, Ant? And then I'm gonna get to this phone call. Caller, I'll be with you in 1 second.
What's going on, bud? You seem like a nice guy. You seem like a nice guy. And you seem like a somewhat reasonable guy. So I'm going to appeal to your reason, right? Nothing you're saying is wrong. But as a former Knicks fan, you know how the media views us. You know how we get trashed in the media. You know how we're made a joke of in the media. So if you really love the Knicks, you're like the boyfriend that breaks up with his girlfriend he's been with for 15 years. Then when he leaves, he talks junk about her. You look crazy, because why would you with her for 15 years if you're going to leave and talk junk about her? Same thing with the Knicks. You could have just quietly left and become a Laker fan. But what you did is you appealed to our reputation in the media, and you made a joke of us for attention. That's what it looks like. And what you did is you put it on eBay because you knew that the media would jump right on it, because the Knicks being a joke is what they love to talk about. If a Laker fan did this, if a Spurs fan did this, if a Celtics fan did this, they wouldn't even have covered it. But because a Knicks fan did it,
they have a reasonably run franchise. And
but you're missing the point, though. What you did
wasn't about the money. I'm not pocketing any money.
I'm not even saying you are, but you saying you love the Knicks so much, but when you leave, you try to damage them as much as you could. Doing what you did didn't help the Knicks.
The flaws, and it was only a small glimpse in the eBay write-up. So I know most people read the highlights or the headline and might have skimmed it. If you delve into some of that, like the amount of bad decisions is mind-blowing. Like at the 23rd hour, the Nuggets asked for Timothy Mozgov. We could have simply said no, and the Melo trade goes through. After that, Mozgov gets flipped, wins a ring with the Cavs, gets traded for 2 first-round picks, and now just got flipped for Dwight Howard. And he was like,
but listen, bro, you could have just came here and said that exact same thing. We all would have agreed with you. That's not even what we mad at. What we mad at is the way you went about it. You tried to make a joke of the franchise, and that was your agenda.
When this whole like the media really started picking up on it, I'm not really going to get into specifics, but I left the window open where they could come talk to me, and the Knicks could spin it, and it could have a whole different outlook. Like if they're.
When was the last time the Knicks had bad publicity? In the last 2 years. We haven't had bad publicity. You are the bad publicity. Well, you're Charles Oakley, but you are the bad publicity right now. They were doing stuff the right way. They're not doing dumb things, and you decided to bring bad publicity.
I'm not really. I'm telling people if I'm a Knicks fan, this is the brightest the future has looked since Carmelo.
And I just did that then. You didn't have to put your fandom on eBay. You made a joke of it, and I feel like that was your agenda.
How else do you speak to Dolan? How else? He's not gonna. You're gonna tweet at him? Like, what are you gonna do?
Nothing. Just leave.
At some point, someone has to be able to voice their opinion somewhere.
We voice our opinions, and we stay fans.
You passed frustrated with this front office a decade ago. That's gone. That's long gone.
What we do here is voice our position. What you did was a joke.
Let's go to Viv, and Evan. I know you. Yeah, I don't know how much time you got, but Viv.
Well, I have another 5-10 minutes. You guys are all good people.
Okay, Viv, it's on you, bro.
All right, cool. Thanks, Sam. Evan, good to talk to you real quick. One quick question. How long did you say you were a fan for?
Whole life.
Whole life? I mean, I've been a fan for 20 years, so I guess the real question is, how did you, how in the world did you stick through, the 2002, 2003 seasons, the 2000 Larry Brown years, the Isaiah years,
Look, I worked at the Garden in the Isaiah years, and when everyone was booing, I was there trying to be the optimistic guy. Like things are going to get better. I was there. I was going to the games. That was literally probably the only time when the Garden wasn't selling out over the past 15 years. And my ass was in those seats rooting for that product that was on the court. And it was an ugly product.
No, but would you be fair to say that product back then was probably worse than, what we've seen now?
We just said we had a bright future. That was
no. Like with what you clearly your built up misery from the last, I guess it's over time, but probably the last few years, right?
I mean, this is built up 17 years at this point. 17 I feel like it's like I can almost relate to the Browns, except they're a city that no one wants to go to, and football isn't basketball. Where it's basketball, if you have one of the best markets, that should be a shoo-in. You should be getting.
But is that true? I mean,
you don't have to be the Browns and miss drafting every year. Not only are we misdrafting every year, we have horrible trades. We kill the future with draft picks. We hire all the wrong coaches. It's a carousel that's a joke. You have the greatest.
But hold on. But when did you think? When was the last time Knicks had good ownership? Do you know the last time the Knicks have had good ownership?
My whole memory is clogged with Dolan.
Well, I'll tell you this:
right, so
ownership back in the '80s and '90s, they weren't that good either. I'll tell you that. They used to have corporations run the Knicks. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had Paramount, they had CBS, they had all those people. No one really cared about the Knicks then. Would you rather? Let me ask you this though. I mean, you mentioned a lot about Dolan doing this, Dolan doing that, or whatever.
I mean, regardless if it's him or not, obviously there's a chain of command. He's not involved in the day-to-day activities, but he's calling the top shot, and it's a trickle-down effect. So even if it's Steve Mills or whatever it might be, ultimately that decision falls back to Dolan. So even if I say, Dolan this, but the call was whoever the G was, Donnie Walsh's at the time, Dolan has to sign off. We know he's involved in the activities. He's one who has to sign dot the I's and cross the T's at the end.
Yeah. All right, this is what we're gonna do.
What are the most controversial things that
Hold up, Viv.
like Dolan has done the last few years outside of the Phil firing?
Hey, Viv, hold on for 1 second.
I don't know. Viv. I don't know how. At that exact moment, there should have been an overhaul of Dolan. There's no way your GM drafts a player and you fire him the next week. It's incomprehensible.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. This is what we're gonna do because we're kind of dragging on here. I'm gonna get to Andre, and then I'm gonna ask you. I got a couple things I want to ask you, and then I'll let you go because I don't know how much more we can say. Andre, you got like 30 seconds, man.
I very much like the Trey Burke.
Yo, it's good. Thanks for putting me on, Sam. Yo, all right. You say this is for the fake Knicks fan, right? Because I've been a Knicks fan since the Stu Jackson era.
You got 30 seconds, Andre.
Was rocking the Knicks uniform. And out of all the time you had to leave the Knicks, right? Especially during you killed me when you said Lenny Wilkens was a legendary coach. First of all, Lenny Wilkens was the most winningest coach in the league, but he was the most losingest coach by far. His winning percentage was in the dumps, way under 50, way under 500. So let's get that correct first. So we didn't ruin Lenny Wilkens. That was a dumb decision just hiring Lenny Wilkens. Larry Brown tanked us, so we had to let him go. How come you didn't leave when you had the opportunity when the future was not bright? Why do you choose to leave when the future is bright? When it looks like things are turning around? Why do you choose to leave now and make a big skeptical of it when you could have made a skeptical of it when we did the dumbass Carmelo trade? Facts? Not facts?
All right, Andre, I'm going to let him answer that. I'm going to let you go, man. I appreciate the call. All right, because we're going to move on to – appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I was done a year ago. I was done last year. We're the only team who knows that we're going to suck and win games down the stretch to cost ourselves picks and then make the wrong pick. When was the last time Knicks traded up in the draft? I mean, it's great that we actually have draft picks now. I mean, that's
okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let me say this. Let me say this. I do respect the fact that you came on and faced Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
It's basically.
I definitely respect that, guys. Let me talk to him. Don't talk in the background. I do want to ask you. So what's next now? Do you live on the East Coast?
Yeah, I live on the East Coast, but not really because of this situation. But I think for the year I'm probably moving west. Anyways, okay. So
you're moving west anyway. So let me ask you this. Were you moving west before you became a Lakers fan? Were you already moving west?
Pretty much.
So was this a ploy to get some money so that you can move west? That $3,500 you can now get you an airplane ticket to go west. Maybe put a down payment on an apartment. Something like that.
I'm not moving to California.
Well, even if you're not moving to California, I mean, west. I mean, to move. The $3,500, I'm sure, is going to help you move.
You know that Lakers Knicks tickets are $500 for the game.
I get that.
Is $1,000 right there.
I get that.
$500. That's $1,500. We're not even talking about accommodations, a Lakers away game somewhere, 2 jerseys, the NBA package. If you want to add all that up real quick, that's the $3,500 and then some.
Okay. I mean, that's your choice. So
if I sold my fanhood with no deliverables, then I get it. Then it's like, all right, this dude put it up. He's doing nothing with it. He's putting it in his pocket. I'm actively reinvesting into the team where I'm going.
Okay.
Well, in terms of what's next, one of the questions I've heard a lot is, and because I think I was misquoted in Barstools or something, but everyone's like, is this a 1-year thing in your back? Is this your whole life thing? There was no stipulations, but regardless of that, I'm taking a step back. I'm going to be done with the Knicks. I don't know what that time period is. If it happens where one day down the line, like LeBron back to the Cavs, maybe. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Do I hate the Knicks? I don't know if you can say that you hate something that you've loved. They just caused you so much pain that you had to be done with it. And that's the point where I'm at.
Okay, so are you going to be at the Lakers-Knicks game?
So that's a tentative play. So the dude who won the auction, we're trying to coordinate schedules here, and he's a pretty busy dude. So, but the plan is to whichever team won, I wanted to go to when the Knicks were going to play at their stadium, obviously.
Okay, and they're probably not going to let you in the Garden.
I would probably need
probably not gonna let you in the Garden.
A couple National Guards with me, I'd imagine.
Yeah. All right. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you on behalf of all Knicks fans, if the Knicks get good, I'm be honest with you,
nobody wants to see me, and I get it.
We don't want to see you. We're not gonna want to see you.
How many wins? How many losses? It's about the culture.
Okay. I'm just, we're probably not gonna want to see you back in the Knicks jersey at that point. But, hey, like I said, I respect the fact that you came on, you faced it. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him, I was like, listen, the chat can be brutal. He said, I got tough skin, I can handle it. And he handled it. I give you that, man.
Nothing's worse than being a Knicks fan for the last 15 years. So, hey, if we can find our highest paid player and get Joakim Noah back, maybe put him on the court, or let's stretch him.
All right. Well, hey, when the Knicks and the Lakers,
when the Knicks move after the next.
What'd you say?
Just one bad move after the next. Yeah. It's unreal. But rushing KP back is a mistake. If anyone wants to just see him.
Yeah, well.
Everyone's KP will be back for the Christmas game. Like, because it's a national televised game. You don't rush KP. KP shouldn't play this year. That's no shit. Okay. He should not play this year regardless of how his knee feels.
I mean, that's your opinion. I get it. We hear. I mean, that's what we do here. Everyone has an opinion, and we debate it. We talk about it. Will you come back when the Knicks and Lakers play?
I mean, it depends where I am. It's St. Patty's Day. I already looked it up. We'll see. I'm not playing everything by ear.
We'll see.
Even before this started, my life had a lot of moving pieces, and this has really only complicated everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, Evan. Listen, even though all the best to you, with the Lakers.
I appreciate you guys having me. I wouldn't, if I'm in your shoes, I wouldn't particularly have anything nice to say about me. So thanks for keeping it, at least cordial. It was nice to chat. I'm happy to hop on, during the season and just talk hoops. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
You can come on and talk. They're gonna say you can come. Listen, the video chat is always open. People that's there, they can get in, and I appreciate you coming on nonetheless. We're not going to want you back as a Knicks fan, and that includes me. I'm just being totally honest with you, but it's just sports anyway, right? So, I get it, man.
It's just sports to some people, and then it's just sports to other people.
All right, Evan, well, I'm going to let you go because I know you had a long day.
Thank you,
a lot of interviews and things, man. I appreciate the time, man. Have a good one.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so there we go. The Infuriated Knicks Fan, and we'll get a quick, a little bit of feedback from you guys real quick before we move on to Chalk Talk.
This is all a money thing, fam.
Yeah, it's a money thing. Like, think of how much of a lie it is. Why would you make such a spectacle of this? And then when people see you rooting for the LA Lakers, you think the LA Laker fans are going to accept you? And he talks about bad management. What were the LA Lakers doing when they signed Timothy Mozgov, Luol Deng? They had bad management for years on end. When they gave Kobe Bryant $50 million for 2 years, that's what I'm saying, man. This is what's wrong with New York, man. New York, we left substance. Like, my mother has been a Knicks fan since the 80s, man. You got people who've been Knicks fans since they last won, and they're not moving. All those people who are Cubs fans, Cleveland Browns fans, like.
Cavalier fans.
Come on, bro. Like, he's corny. He's doing it for money. He doesn't care. And then when he tries to party with other Laker fans that they recognize him, they're not going to accept him, bro.
Yeah.
He's got national media narratives. He has no facts, no actual knowledge about what's going on, internal dynamics, nothing.
I just understand
if he wants to go 0-82, he doesn't know how in the world you're going to go 0-82.
Yo, Sim, honestly, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, this will be my last year. Y'all can talk. Sim, you know how real your story is, man? When I was younger, my mom, my pops divorced, right? They say I didn't have it nowhere near as bad as you. But in terms of having something to rely on, I had, of course, the three worst teams. Mets, Jets, and the Knicks. And I used to be big into basketball. Knicks were like, yo, when everything was going wrong, when whatever, Knicks was a thing I could fall back to, right? Sim, you could have been on ESPN. You could say that same story, and you could cry. You could do what he did. You would get a few tens of thousands in your pocket right now if you did the same thing he did and sold that story. And you didn't do that crap because it means more to you. To him, he's not a real fan. It doesn't mean anything to him. Everybody here has something that connects them person to team. You go to Cleveland, bro. Cleveland's been losing for years, and you get some of those rabid fans because it connects to something in their life. To him, it means nothing. So he's a fake fan. He doesn't care.
Right. All right. Let me get to this call. We got Tony Crow on the line. Tony Crow, what's popping, man?
What's going on, Slim? Yo, Black is time. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Vic.
Yo, my bad. I didn't even hug that time, man. Like, dudes get me pissed.
Good point.
So how you feel about what you was hearing, man?
I kind of feel bad for him. I don't even want to lay into him like that because I could tell he's one of us. You're like, he suffered through everything that we all suffered through.
Right. And he's still, and listen, I don't care what he says. He's not going to admit it. He's going to be a Knicks fan at heart.
Yeah.
You don't just stop. You hear him. We did this. We did that. If we do this, if we do that, he's a Knicks fan at heart. Ain't no way that it is what it is. We don't want him back though. I think I speak on behalf of all Knicks fans. When the Knicks get good and we win the championships, we don't want him back.
Or if we let him back in, he got to prove himself. Like it's not gonna be no eBay nothing. Like you gotta burn everything you got. You might have to buy some. You might have to donate some tickets for somebody else. Like you're gonna have to do some charity work to make it back.
All right, hey Tony. So let's get into some chalk talk. We talked about that a lot. So now let's start breaking down the Knicks now. Okay, like we said, we talked about. We've been talking about why people want to leave. So now let's talk about why people want to stay. Because we have something growing, we have something brewing, we have something working with us right now. Right? We got Kevin Knox, we got Kristaps Porzingis, we got Frank Ntilikina and Mitchell Robinson. We got some young guys, we got something going. I want to talk about, right? We always get into these arguments about Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke. We constantly argue about who's going to start, who's better for the team, But I think they're going to play a lot together this year. They're going to play a lot. They are going to really, I just think they're going to play a lot. I want to talk about what kind of dynamics we're going to see with them two on the floor together. I honestly kind of like it a little bit better. I would like to see Trey Burke and Frank Ntilikina on the floor rather than Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway. That would be what I would like to see on the floor. All right. I know this is something that you were interested in discussing. What do you think? Where do you see it? Let's start defensively. How do you see it defensively? How does it help? How does it help Trey Burke? How does it help Frank Ntilikina with them two being on the floor defensively?
Well, again, just to start off with Trey Burke, I don't think he's a bad defender like a lot of people, the haters, make him seem to be.
Right.
He has that same type of defensive effort that Ron Baker has.
Mm-hmm.
He has the effort, and that's like more than half the battle when it comes to defense. Trying. I actually do love. I love that lineup. I don't know if it's going to be a starting lineup with Tim Hardaway on our team. Mm-hmm. If Tim Hardaway's gone, I would love that starting lineup. But with Tim Hardaway on the team, I think that lineup is going to play a lot of minutes. I think it's going to be one of those plus minus lineups that that we see stats on and get surprised about.
Right. And see, I feel like, and I'm gonna open up Guillermo because I started having this conversation with Guillermo, and then Evan called in. Guillermo, I'm gonna open you up right now. All right, we're talking about Trey Burke and Frank Ntilikina on the floor together. Them two working together.
Yeah, I'll try to be really quick, man. I think with Trey Burke and Frank Ntilikina, you're gonna have to run a lot. First, I think you're gonna have to play Donovan Mitchell because you need somebody to help you on the defensive end. You have Trey Burke, and the best thing for Trey Burke, he's not a typical point guard, right? So he's not gonna be a facilitator. You could try to play him as a combo guard, but he's so short. And I think the best thing you need to do for him, you got to set those Steve Novak picks or those elevator door picks that the Golden State Warriors play where you get those open shots. Or you got to let him play ISO, man. But it's going to be – it's tough just because I don't know if him and Frank can play at the same time. But the simple fact that Trey Burke is more of a scoring point guard, if you run plays for him to get him open in motion and also leave him ISO against smaller point guards, it's going to work. But if you play those bigger guys, man, we play the teams like the Sixers, I don't know if we can play them at the same time.
Right, and you know that's always going to be an issue with Trey Burke because of his height, 6'1", right? He is strong. I'm going to say that he's very strong. He looks strong, and with some of the things that he's doing this year, I think he's getting stronger. Just from the workouts that I see. What I like about the duo is that Trey Burke, even though he's a penetrating point guard, he's a score first point guard. I still do believe that he can create for others. He has the ability to create for others. It doesn't mean that he always does it.
Tendency. It's all about muscle memory, man. When you're in that game, you can practice all you want. When you're in that game and you have 10 seconds left on the clock and you're down by 3 or you're down by 2, what's the play that you're going to make? Frank Ntilikina has muscle memory, passing, facilitating. It's in his blood. Trey Burke is different. He struggled because he's not a facilitator.
I agree. I agree, but I think he has the ability. He just has to change that mindset. Go ahead, Tony.
Trey Burke has that passing mentality. He started to see the play before it develops. I don't know if you guys watched Trey Burke in previous years in the NBA, but his game totally changed last year. Like, it really was a rebirth. He's seen something that point, like you can tell when a point guard starts to get it, and it usually takes a few years in the NBA for a point guard to get it. Especially if their mindset coming in wasn't a distributor.
Okay.
And then it's a totally different thing with Frank because Frank is a distributor almost all the time, almost to a fault.
To a fault. Sometimes, yeah. Isaiah.
When Frank learns to find his spots, his go-to spots, his go-to moves, and not like basically you have to make them guard you, and if they don't guard you, you have to shoot the ball. When he figures that out, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But together it's like yin and yang.
Yeah, I think let me go ahead, Isaiah, and then I'm gonna bring something up because this is just where how I picture them to. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen, but go ahead, Isaiah.
We've seen it the last 15 to 20 games last year. Trey Burke and Frank played together. It was beautiful. I think it was perfect. One was aggressive, one was the point guard, and I think. And if we've seen pictures of them working out together. I know Trey Burke's been teaching. They've been teaching each other, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah. Okay.
Frank was teaching him about probably defensive things. Trey Burke was probably teaching him about offensive things. I think they're really good together. And in the NBA right now, the way it works, there's no such thing as too many ball handlers.
Yeah.
You really want all 5 of your people that could touch the ball and that could pass.
Yeah.
And if we got I'm gonna let you go after this. Let's say we got Trey Burke, Kevin Knox, and Frank. Let me tell you something. That's crazy. Because then that leaves a lot of playmaking going on. Beautiful motion basketball. All 5 players touching and getting a perfect shot. That's what we want.
So let me show you something. This is what I picture. And I want you guys in the chat to pay attention to because something's gonna pop up on your screen. All right. So I want you guys.
Damn, this haircut though, Sim. This haircut though.
It might not pop up on you guys' screen. So if you guys can see the stream, maybe you want to look at it. All right. Because I think between the two, there's so many things that you can do to me, with having Trey Burke and Frank on the floor, because they can handle the ball and although Frank doesn't penetrate the way that Trey Burke penetrates, he can get into the lane and he knows how to get into the lane. All right. So I'm going to bring a basketball court up on the screen. All right. I want you guys to take a look at this. I'm bringing this court up on the screen. All right. And move this basketball out the way. Let's show some numbers up here. Okay. This is what I see. All right. I'm going to put Burke over here. 1 or 2. Burke, Ntilikina, 1 or 2. I'm going to take Kevin Knox and I'm going to move him over to the corner. I'm going to take the 4. So maybe this is Mario Hezonja. Maybe it's Lance Thomas. Maybe it's Mitchell Robinson, right? Guys that can knock down a 3 over here in this corner. Now you got a defender here. So now, if we have the ball here, so the ball is here with Trey Burke, because we want to get Trey Burke into his sweet spots, right? His sweet spot is right here in the lane. We want to get Trey Burke in here. All right, so we want to try to utilize all their skills. So remember, this is Frank at the 2. This is Trey Burke here. I'm going to move the basketball because you guys know he got the ball there. We're going to bring Frank. Burke has the ball. We're going to bring Frank here and set a screen. Okay, so Frank is going to come here and set a screen. His defender is going to come with him. All right. We're going to bring Trey Burke off the screen, of course. Now, Trey Burke is in here. This already is his sweet spot. Now, what are they going to do? Maybe Trey Burke's guy fights over the screen where Trey Burke has the ability to knock down the 3. Maybe they switch and this guy goes with him. Okay, where now you probably have a taller defender on Trey Burke, meaning he's going to be able to penetrate to the basket a little bit better. All right, or a little bit easier, shall I say. As soon as Frank sets this screen, we want him to roll off, look for this if it's open. Burke can look for here, but most likely we're going to take Frank and bring him all the way down here and set another screen. Okay, setting the screen for Kevin Knox in the corner. We're going to bring Kevin Knox off. Hopefully he's open here. Now, of course, Frank's going to have a guy here. Kevin Knox going to have a guy here. Kevin Knox's guy is either going to fight over the screen, where Kevin Knox then can maybe dash all the way to the basket, or they're going to switch again. And if they switch again, now you're getting a smaller and smaller mismatch if they do another switch. All right? So let's just say they switch. So they're here. Now you got a smaller and smaller mismatch. Now remember, at the same time that this is happening, Trey Burke already penetrated into the lane. So what's going to happen? This guy's going to step up here. Right? And number 4, if they're playing defense correctly, is going to boom. He should be coming over here to look for this. So now Trey Burke has his options. If it's available, he can pull up here. He can kick it here. If they don't rotate fast enough, he has here and he has here. And when Frank sets this, after Frank sets the screen on Kevin Knox, Frank's not just going to sit behind the 3-point line. He's going to flash. He's going to set the screen. He's going to flash to the basket. So now Trey Burke has all these options happening at the same exact time. And he also has the ability to pull the shot right here. All right. Now, because we get Trey Burke in the sweet spot, we can do the same exact thing with Frank. Right. Now, if we did it with Frank, it might look a little bit different. All right, because what we might do with, you might have Frank. Frank is coming off the screen and coming in, and we know Frank can pass. So now Frank has everyone. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset this. All right, we'll keep Frank here. We're going to, again, move Kevin Knox over to the corner. Right, that could be a 3 or a 4 there. Again, we're going to move the 4 out here. Maybe it's Hezonja, whoever it is. All right. So now Frank has the ball. Trey Burke comes and sets the screen. And we get Frank in the paint. Now Frank is a passer. Right? Frank is a passer. Now you get Frank, you get Trey Burke come down here and set the screen here and come off. Of course, the defenders come with him. Frank is a passer, remember. So when Frank gets in here, he's got this guy coming off from hopefully maybe a mid-range shot, maybe even a little post up. Now, Trey Burke, we're not going to have Trey Burke flash to the basket after he sets this screen because he's a little bit smaller, right? We'll have Trey Burke roll out to the 3-point line. And now you still have this guy's going to step up to stop Frank. This guy's going to rotate over. And now Frank has these options. If this rotation is late, he's got this. He's got this. He can pull it up. It all depends. That's how I see that they can use, because they both have the ability to create. That's how I see that they can use Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because they have that ability to create, where with Tim Hardaway, I do not see the same ability to create. With Tim Hardaway, if Tim Hardaway was had the ball in his hands, he's probably coming off to shoot a 3. You know what I'm saying? Or if he was setting the screen, instead of coming down and setting another screen, he's looking to post up for that 3. That's how I see that they can use Frank Ntilikina and Trey Burke. Little, and of course that's not the only thing, but little plays, little games like that, having little sets like that is the way that you can use those two players and utilize their playmaking ability and their playmaking skills, but still put them in a position where you're going to utilize their strengths. You know what I'm saying? Because one of Trey Burke's strengths, of course, is getting to that free throw line and knocking down that mid range. He's nasty from that mid range shot. You know what I'm saying? Nasty from that mid range. What do you think about that, Tony? And then I'm gonna let you rock, and then I'm gonna get to these guys here in the chat. What do you think about that?
I agree. That was a nice little display you got there.
We're stepping up in the world.
He's nasty in the mid range. Mm-hmm. He's great at penetrating. With both of them on the floor together, with KP and Mitchell Robinson, the lobs should be Lob City in New York. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that we've been missing for a few years. Like even with KP, like he should have been getting like two lobs a game minimum. Like, you know what I mean? Like converted.
Right.
But okay. we haven't had the guys that get into the lane that can set up that lob pass.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about Burke. And Frank has that ability too.
Yeah. Right. They have that ability. Hey Tony, I'm gonna let you rock because I know I want to get some calls in. All right.
No doubt.
All right, man.
Time.
All right. Peace.
Chat.
Later. Yeah, so let me see. Let me talk to you guys a little bit. Viv, I don't even know if you guys got to see it. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to follow it, but I guess like I wanted to see the diagrams and stuff, but so I kind of got a little bit disjointed there.
Yeah. I
gotta watch it because you mentioned some good things, and I just want to now conceptualize it. So, after the stream's over, maybe tomorrow or something, I'm gonna
go back and check it out.
Go back and then like give you real insight. But look, the really thing I want to see a lot of Trey moving off the ball. That's any of the sets. Like I know Guillermo's mentioning in the chat when you're talking about the elevator place. That's a great way to get him, open buckets. I like the Iverson cuts. I mean, I guess now it's called different things, I guess, but just having him, move around, getting cuts, that would help too. Even some sort of, I guess incorporate some. I don't know who's a good passer though. Like, now that Kyle's gone, we don't have that great front court passer that we had the last few seasons, but Kyle would always have these great passes off flex cuts, and he would have always a blind pig. He was pretty good at the blind pig too. He'd always hit McDermott on the cuts, and he'd even get the point guard off the cuts too.
He was great at that.
Pig motion, but
he was great at that. He was great at that. Let me get to this call for a minute, Viv. Call you on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
This Sim?
Yeah, this is Sim, man. This is Sim.
What's good, man?
I'm chilling, man. You got like 2 minutes, bro.
All right. I was just calling in, man. I was want to say what's up to the chat again. And I was just watching the diagram you had up there, and I think that would definitely work. Because I'm hearing a lot of people saying with the Trey Burke thing about he's too small, man. And I've been watching a lot of clips and little videos with Trey Burke, and his matchups, man, with a lot of these point guards, he's pretty big. He's pretty much around the same size as a lot of these point guards he's been playing against. And as far as his defense, I think he's underrated as a defensive player. I think he plays solid, good defense, man. And but I think him and Frank Ntilikina, I think they will work great together.
Yeah, I think, I know when I seen them last year, playing in games last year, I thought they looked good together. I thought that, that was, I thought that was a dynamite lineup, thunder and lightning. You know what I mean? I thought it was that kind of a lineup. I would like to see it a lot more, but of course, when you got Tim Hardaway, you're not going to see it as much, right?
Let me ask you a question,
I wouldn't mind that being my starting backcourt.
Can I ask you a question? You must have been watching a little bit more of Trey Burke lately.
I paid attention a lot to him last year when he played, and just, I can't help it. I look at players and see and I like to see where their spots are. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, I got a couple of more quick things, and then I'm out. I really think the chat gonna get mad at me on this one, man. Yeah. And I just want y'all to think about something for a minute, man, because I gotta say this though. And with the talent that we got now with the Knicks, all this young talent that we got, the future is definitely looking bright. But here's the thing that I gotta say. I have to say this. I think the pressure is really gonna be more on Fizdale, man. I think Fizdale is getting a lot of credit that he really ain't earned yet. Even when he was at Memphis and the job that he did at Memphis, people got to understand Memphis was already a good team when he took over that team. And I think he's getting more credit than he deserves. My opinion, I really think, and don't get me wrong, I like Fizdale. He was my second pick. I think with this talent that we have, this young talent we have, I think Mark Jackson really would have been the better person to pull this talent together. That's just my humble opinion. Hope nobody don't get mad at me.
Oh, they're gonna.
Just my humble opinion.
Well, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people here that agree with you. I'm pretty sure. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you rock. All right, I'm gonna let you rock. I thank you for the call, because I know we got some people that want to get in, and I'll thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
No doubt.
All right. Peace. All right, let me see. Aunt G.
Yo.
What do you think, man? Trey Burke and Frank Ntilikina together.
I like the pairing. I like that better than playing Trey over Frank. I think that allows us to utilize both of their skill sets most effectively. I think someone's gonna have to be the odd man out if those guys are playing significant minutes together, whether it be Courtney Lee or Tim Hardaway, or like one of those two guys are gonna be not happy. So, but I like it. I think it allows us to use both of their skill sets.
Okay. All right, let me get to another call. Call you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, Sim. Oscar again. Sorry.
Oscar, what's going on, man?
I really want to talk about the whole Burke versus Frank thing, or if they can play together. So
yeah,
I'm not really as high on Burke as much as I am on Frank, at least for the future. But I do think that short term they work pretty well together. I think Frank is a much better option at the 2 than the 1, just because of the lack of ball handling.
No, it don't make no sense to trade Burke.
Huh?
They ain't gonna trade Burke.
Go ahead, Oscar. They were talking. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I think Frank is just a better option at the 2 than the 1, just because of his lack of ball handling and just creativity in general on the offensive side. So pairing him with a guy like Burke, who showed last year that he can shoot the ball and create his own opportunities, I just think that's a good fit short term, just because of how they can mesh and can potentially help mask each other's weaknesses. However, Hardaway is definitely going to get most of the minutes this year at the 2, so I don't really think that they will get many minutes together unless you want to bring Tinney off the bench, which I don't think Fizdale wants to do with all this talk about him being the first option this year until KP comes back. You can move Tim to the 3 and play Knox at the 4 if you really want to play Burke and Ntilikina together, but I just don't really think that's very likely.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. I know we've seen some of it last year. We'll see if we'll see some of it again. Now, I want to talk a little bit about 3-4-5 screen and roll. What do you think about that?
The thing you showed on the.
I'm about to bring it up and show it. Just look at a 3. With the lineups that we have, a 3-4. A 3-4 screen and roll, pick and roll, or 4-5 pick and roll. I'm gonna bring it up in a second. Because we have the ability to do it. When you have a guy like Luke Cornett, you got Mitchell Robinson, and Luke Cornett is key if you're talking about a 3-4-5 pick and roll action.
I really like Cornett, yeah.
Because he can spread the floor, and if you have a guy like Kevin Knox that can handle the ball a little bit on the perimeter, now you can do screen and rolls with your big guys, and that can be dangerous for some teams.
Yeah, no, I gotta go, sorry.
You gotta go. That's okay, man. All right, no problem. I'll talk to you later, Oscar.
Yep, see you Tuesday.
All right, see you Tuesday. Later. Yeah, I want to talk about this 3-4-5 screen and roll. And guys in the chat, what I'm going to do, I think you guys may be able to see this. All right, if I do it right. Okay. I'm gonna bring up. I want to talk about this because this, to me, is going to be entirely possible with the type of lineups that the Knicks have. Okay, if you look at the screen, if you look what I have up right now, all right, you got the 3 out here, probably with the ball. Okay, you got the 2 spreading out wide, keeping it 2 wide. Now, the type of lineup that I'm thinking about when we're talking about doing this 3-4-5 screen and roll is like, maybe you have Tim Hardaway here at the 2, Trey Burke at the 1. At the 5, you got Luke Cornett, you got Mitchell Robinson at the 4, and you got Hazonia or Kevin Knox at the 3. Okay, and then this is a way right here that you can really get the other team's big guys in trouble. If you have guys like this that can run this pick and rolls with the bigs, you can really get the other team's bigs in trouble, because a lot of teams' bigs aren't going to be able to move their feet the same way. You're going to have guys that have lower feet. They're scared to be out on the perimeter. They're a little bit nervous when they get out on the perimeter. And so this could definitely be a benefit for us. Especially, let's switch. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to switch around and show you something that could maybe even be a little bit more lethal. Okay, so here you got Kevin Knox at the 3. All right, and this is what I'm doing. I'm going to hide the defense right now. Hide the defense. You got Kevin Knox at the 3, Tim Hardaway, Luke Cornett, Mitchell Robinson, and either Trey Burke or Frank Ntilikina at the 1. Okay, you bring Mitchell Robinson up to play this screen game. You got these guys spread out. It's important that these guys can knock down the 3 in these corners. I like using the corners, as you can see. It is very important that these guys can knock down the 3. So if Mitchell Robinson sets this screen, Kevin Knox comes off, what do? We send Mitchell Robinson rolling to the basket for the lob. Quick, simple, and easy. Kevin Knox comes off. Kevin Knox is dangerous, right? Kevin Knox comes off. If Mitchell Robinson's guy switches on to him, now he's got maybe a bigger 4 that he can go around. But remember, you got Luke Cornett out here. His guy, what's going to happen? Let me show the defense. His guy, when Kevin Knox is coming down here, his guy is stepping over. And so what's going to happen? He's making this pass right here for the 3. Wide open for the 3. Right? That could definitely happen. Then, of course, you still got this lob. And then you got your outlet guys here, right? If it goes back the other way, right? If you come back this way and you set the screen here, bring this guy back. Well, we'll hide the defense anyway, right? He comes up, he sets the screen here. Kevin Knox comes off this way. You got the same action, right? You got this one in the corner. You got Mitchell Robinson rolling. Now, you can go even bigger, though. You can go even bigger. Oh, let me not bigger. You can do it differently. You can put Kevin Knox at the floor, and hopefully he's playing against someone who's a little bit slower at the 4. And so now you got Kevin Knox out on the perimeter as the 4, right? And you bring your 5 over to set the screen. Maybe that's Cantor, and then you have whoever's your 3, Hazonia there. And you run the same thing except with Cantor. When Cantor comes up and sets this screen and Knox comes off. Now, this is the 4 and the 5 now. So that means your defenders are 4 and 5s as well. Right? So hopefully they're a little bit slower. And you can bring Kevin Knox off the dribble. He gets into the lane. Probably has a slower 5 on him. Maybe even a slower 4 on him. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to send, Enes Kanter is not really the kind of guy that's going to roll to the basket and dunk it. He's going to, maybe you're going to let him stay out here, clear this lane out for Kevin Knox, to do something. And then when these defenders come over to help, he's looking to kick. I believe that Kevin Knox has the ability to do those type of things from the 3 and the 4 spots. You know what I'm saying? I think that he can do it. Some people may disagree, but I think he has the ability to do those type of things. That 3, 4, 5 screen and roll, pick and roll can be lethal. I believe it can be very, very, very lethal for us going into the future. And we're building the kind of team that can do those type of things. So in the chat, let me ask you guys, were you guys able to see that on your screen? Let me see. Nate, I'm coming to you. Nate. I don't even know if Nate was paying attention, but I'm coming to you. Were you able to see that on your screen, Nate?
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. So what do you think about running that kind of 4-5, 3-4-5 pick and roll?
Honestly, I like it because I think you can see why Fizdale's making the big shoot threes, because I think he wants to spread the offense out as much as possible to make it hard for them to defend it. But also, too, you look at some of the bigs we have. I mean, Cantor's been working on his 3. Cornette can shoot 3s. Knox can shoot 3s. So they're going to try to make it as difficult as possible to clutter inside. They're going to spread it out as much as possible.
And that's what we got to do.
Exactly. And I'll say this, that if the problem with the Knicks a lot of times is that they take a lot of bad shots. And so if they move the ball around correctly, and, if Knox can become that point forward type of guy that can make those passes, suck the defense in and hit those wide open 3s, I think we'll make more 3s in accuracy. But also, yeah, exactly. Ron Baker too. But also too, I don't know if you've watched any of the Black Op videos with Cantor or his workout videos. They've been working with him in the post and making that kind of pass like the Kyle O'Quinn. Because, like Kyle O'Quinn, he was one of those great passers inside the post to make those cuts and all that for the players cutting to the basket. And they're trying. I think they're trying to do that with Cantor. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Kyle O'Quinn's passing ability, but I think they're going to look at him a little bit more to make those passes inside the paint, to get Mitchell Robinson those dunks, to get, Knox those layups, or to set up the 3-point shooters if the defense sucks in. So, I love it. I think it's going to be a great wrinkle to the Knicks offense that we haven't seen in a long time.
I think so. I agree. Definitely. Let me get – caller hung up. I was about to get to the caller. Okay. Let me get to Viv. Viv, were you able to see it that time?
Oh, I could. It was awesome.
So
I love the 3-4. I love that 3-4-5 combo. As long as Cantor, I like the Knox Cornette. You put Knox at the 4, Cornette at the 5, and then have Mario, Tim, and either Frank or Trey, at the corners. That's a great idea. Another option is even if you do that, there's another option for the guys in the corner to cut. So, you can put your cutters down there too and hope for the cutters to,
Exactly.
come into the paint and get an easy dunk or a layup. So there's so much we can do. And it's great. I want them to do it. Run Knox up there at the top of the key and just,
and I think they can do it. I think he has the ball control, the ball handle. I think he has the passing ability, all those things.
I think he has a natural feel. Shooters. I think he definitely does.
Yeah, and I do want to say before I move on to anything else, the reason why, and I know some people, asked and some things. The reason why whose mark is not on the screen is because he was flipping the bird to whoever, I don't know, but I'm not gonna have that on. I'm not gonna have that. Who's marked? You're welcome to get back in for sure, but I can't have you on the screen flipping somebody the bird. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. We got young kids that are watching. We're trying to do some things with the show. We want to try to keep the video chat clean. And flipping somebody the bird, you do that out your window to whoever's out there on the street, man. So if you're there, go ahead, you can jump back in, but we don't want to do that. All right, let me see who's on this line here. You're on Live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, buddy?
What's going on with you? Esco, you should be happy with me tonight.
Hey, now you know what? Now I can't just call y'all the Trey Burke, man. What's going on tonight? What the Burke hating? Where is that?
It's no Burke hating tonight. We're talking about how Burke and Frank can work together. Come on, man.
You know what? I like that.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Let me give you a little props, man. I see you over there trying to show your little coaching skills, man.
A little something. I try to do a little something.
I saw you. I said, man, you had me paying attention like I was at damn school or something. You know? I'm like, I sat down and I said, man, you had me focused, man. But man, don't be doing that, man.
All right, hey, we trying to learn here, man. We trying to learn here. We got that's what the new segment Chalk Talk. That's what it's all about. That's what that new segment Chalk Talk is about. So we can get down and dirty and think about and talk about and look at things that we need to look for coming into the season. Season's coming up and training camp starts in 30 days. You know what I mean?
I like that. I love it. You know what, man? I tried my best to call in, man. When that fake fan was on, oh, Lord. Hey, Sam, boy, that's what you call, he's lucky. He is lucky I didn't get to him. Oh, he's lucky I didn't get to him. I was calling back to back. I was trying to get, but that's just a plain example of somebody lame as hell. Let me tell you something, man. I've been a Knicks fan 30 years, and I done been through all type of trials and tribulations with them. Pain, hurt, everything, and I ain't thought one time.
Amen, brother.
Not one time.
Right.
I can't leave them. If you got love for a team, ain't no way in the hell he can go and have love for another team at the snap of his fingers. He did it. Man, but you know what? Y'all had him red in the face, though. that ass, boy, he was over there red in the face like somebody was over there squeezing him on his ass. He was red, boy. Y'all had him red, man.
Yeah.
I looked at him, his hair was down, them cheeks started flaring up. Y'all had that ass red.
And we told him.
Had him, though.
We told him. We said, listen.
Y'all had him.
I told him. I said, you come into the chat. The chat is serious, and they're coming at you. And we're gonna be, we're not gonna step out of bounds, but we're gonna come at you.
Man, y'all had him. He lucky I didn't get to him because I was trying to get him, baby. I was trying. I said, oh, see him out. I said, see him better not answer this damn phone. They're going to be over with. I said, he answered tonight. He going to have to cut my ass out. He going to have to die for me. He talking about, I like the way you handled it, and you didn't get out of line. I said, but boy, if I would have got him, he would have said, hey, man, you would have had to hang up on me, see?
I believe it.
First time hanging up on me, man.
I believe it, man. I believe it.
Yeah, but hey, I'm glad y'all doing that though with that Burke and Ntilikina situation, because that'll be kind of smooth. I just don't understand how people that say Burke trash. Who was that the other day said Burke was trash? JP, she needs to go wash her damn twat, cause she must ain't watching basketball, cause she's saying Burke trash.
Oh man, let's go. You can't say that. You gotta respect the ladies, man. You gotta respect the ladies. You gotta respect the ladies, man.
I said twat.
I know.
I said twat. I ain't say coochie.
What's the difference? What's the difference? You gotta respect the ladies, man. You gotta respect the ladies.
But hey, it's like I told you before, Seal. If they get out of line, it's got to be corrected. If they get out of line talking about them Knicks, they gotta be corrected.
I mean, I agree with her though. I agree with her. I agree with her, man. I agree.
I didn't say like the coochie or the cat.
All right, yeah, see, I gotta let you go, Esco. I gotta let you go, man. You're getting crazy on me.
Cut off, Esco, man.
Let me get out, man. What are you doing, man?
I don't know what you're doing, but I gotta let you go, man. I gotta let you rock.
I'm gone, man. I hit you back another time.
All right, Esco. Sunday night,
buddy.
All right, later. Chat, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. People don't have no respect. I don't know what's up. What's going on? We need a chill button out here. Something. Guys, guys be going in. People be going in, man. People be going in. But listen, man, we gotta we can come at each other, but you know, you can't. It's in the chat, maybe in the YouTube chat is one thing. When you're talking live and you know, you gotta be respectful, man. You gotta be respectful. You gotta be respectful, man. Oh boy, something going on here. Man. There's always something. But hey, we down to the last words. We are down to the last words. And since I got you open, I might as well let you get your last words in, man, because we're gonna jump on off. I think it's time to get off, man, because we got people all riled up. You got Who's Mark giving a finger to the world, right? So he got kicked off, giving a finger to the world. You got Esco, gotta rush him off the phone because he, you know, disrespecting the lady.
Yeah, that is a GOAT call, yo.
You know. I don't know, guys. We be tripping sometimes. Come on now, we gotta have some bounds here, and y'all know your bounds. You guys know your bounds. Y'all know what to do. All right, so go ahead, Ant, man. It's on you, man.
All right, this show was fun. Esco topped it off, man. Everybody like this video, share this video, because we are true Knicks fans, and we need to be the representation, not this cornball. So share the video, thumb it up, like it, do all that, so people can see it. And let's not get Sim in trouble, man. Let's,
for real, man.
This is fun, man. So let's keep it to where, you know, we can keep doing what we do. You know, we're grown. We can control our mouth. If Oscar could do it, we can do it. So but shout out to the chat and good show. All
right, definitely. And I see you on. Well, actually, on Sunday, I may not be able to have the chat up on Sunday. I'll let you know. We'll see how it goes. Man. All right. If not, then, you know, call in. But I'll do my best to be able to have it up because I'm going to be out on the road. I'll be streaming from my laptop. So we'll see what happens there. All right.
All right, cool.
All right. Peace, man. Peace. All right. Let me see who we going with. Who's this? I don't even know if I want to let him in. I know it's Who's Mark. I knew it was Who's Mark. Hey, Mark, we got. Hey, before we get to last word, no. Don't even say nothing. Don't even say nothing, Mark. Look into the camera, Mark. You gotta look at me, Mark. Look into the camera. You cannot be on a live stream and get somebody to finger. You cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you do that, I gotta kick you off. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you can't do it. You can't do it.
Listen,
go ahead,
when
Mark.
I was doing that, I wasn't watching the stream, knowing that I was on the chat. I thought I was off the chat when I was doing that. That's why I did it. I didn't do it like maliciously to do it. No, I didn't. I did it because I thought I was off the screen because I wasn't watching the show on my television. I was in the chat room.
You did it right into the camera.
Yeah, you're not getting what I'm saying. I didn't know I was on. I didn't know I was on the main screen, like how you have it now.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Just go by the motto. Just go by the motto. If you LeBron James, if you Kobe Bryant, cameras are always watching. That's it.
Bro. I didn't know.
That's
why
it.
I put up the finger. I was putting up the finger prior to the guy coming in, but I didn't know I was on the main screen.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you get your last word though. I'm gonna let you get your last word, but I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna let you get your last word then.
Yeah, I went soft on him.
All right, Guillermo, it's on you, man.
Yo, all right, yeah. Salute to you, Sim. This is a good episode, man. That guy, he's pathetic. He gets no respect, and he's not going to get respect in Lakerland, man. But the plays you ran, I agree 100%, man. I think you're really. I think you like both Frank and Trey Burke so much, man. But it's going to be tough to have both those guys on at the same time. But if they can have those plays where you're getting the picks and, like I said before, elevated plays, I even think if you could have Frank play from the post up and operate from the post up, I mean, I think we could do so many things. We have the talent, but we just need the coach and the dog. So, salute to the chat, man. See you guys. If I can see you Sunday, I see you, man. But salute to you guys and screw whatever that guy's name is, Parliamentar or whatever.
All right, man. All right, peace. And I'm going to take a look at, with Chalk Talk, I'm going to take a look at some of Frank Ntilikina in the post. You know what I mean? If you guys got ideas, make sure you shoot them to me. All right, Isaiah, it's on you, bro.
Oh, damn, I can't go last. That's all right. This you funny, Mark. This has been a really good episode, man. This has been the best episode since you and Mark went at it.
Me and Mark always go at it.
But you know what time I'm talking about when y'all was both yelling. That was one of the best episodes. But this was an entertaining episode. But on a real selfish note, Saturday is my birthday. That's why I got the first cut.
Okay.
I'm gonna be turning 20. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna be turning 25.
Okay.
Hey, man, I'm turning 25, man.
And no doubt, happy birthday. Early happy birthday to you, my man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Right.
But if we don't talk Sunday, I know we talk Tuesday. Shout out to the chat. Have a good weekend, everybody. Be good, be safe, enjoy it. God bless.
Peace. All right, let me see, Mark. I'm getting on you, Mark. You can't get a whole lot. You can't get a whole lot of TV time tonight, man, because you violated.
Bro. I wasn't doing that because I was on the main screen. I was doing that because I
get it. I know. All right.
I didn't.
So sum it up for us, man.
Yo, why Esco wilding on the female for?
I don't know, man. You gotta check that. Can't do that.
Mississippi talk.
Can't do that. We gotta keep it cool.
Y'all went a little soft on that Knicks fan, man. That fake Knicks fan. Y'all should have asked him. Did he move to LA because Braun did?
Nah, the whoever bought his fandom or whatever chose who he's gonna like.
That's white privilege, man. Imagine if I put up my face on eBay and my fandom. I bet I won't even get a bid. That's white privilege, man.
Do it and see what happens.
I won't get it, bro. gotta be a certain color for you to get them stuff on eBay.
All right, Mark.
Real racial. But yo,
I don't know if that even has anything to do with this particular instance. I understand where you're coming from. I don't know if this particular instance.
Like, anytime you see
is that, man.
Anytime you see stuff like that on the internet that goes, it's always white people.
You tripping, Mark. This ain't the time for that, man. I don't think that had anything to do with it for real. I understand where you're coming from with some with some of the things you talk about, but not this. Not this. Nate.
Sim, are you gonna have a show after this?
I don't know, man. People tripping out.
I hope you do, man. I love your show. Oh, man, I didn't get to talk to the guy, but here's the thing, man. I've been a Knicks fan for 19 years. I live in Texas, man. I easily could have jumped on the Spurs bandwagon and rode all those championships. But you know what? I stuck with the Knicks because I loved Allen Houston. I've been a Lions fan my whole life. They went 0-16. And I got up the next day after the new season started, and I wore my gear, and I've been a Lions fan ever since. So the thing is that there's fans and there's true fans. This guy was not even close to a fan. He was wavering so many times. He sounded like a politician half the time when we were listening to him talk. I almost thought he wanted to jump back on the Knicks just because he heard all the people say how much they love the Knicks. The thing is that, like Esco said before that crazy comment, you're going to go through trials and tribulations in life with your team. But you know what? If that's your team, damn it, you stick with them. You stick with them through thick and thin, better, worse. That's your team. And you know what? There you die. That's true. That's my 2 cents on being a true diehard fan, man. Nobody can ever question my loyalty or my thing because all I say is, hey, you don't know what it means to be a Lions fan. All right, we went 0-16, bro. Before the Browns had that, we didn't win one game, man. And I still showed up and cheered for them the next season.
Yeah. All right.
I love my team.
I'm with you. All right, Nate. Hopefully I see you on Sunday. And, hopefully. All right, man. Peace.
Night, Vivek.
Viv, it's on you, bro.
We need one slogan for this show. It's stop messing with Sim's money. All right? Every show, people got to remember that. Stop messing with Sim's money. And the reason I said it, like I said in the chat, some of these comments can get misconstrued. They can be put on social media. Some people will just, they don't know what's happened, and all of a sudden this show will get, the reputation will get messed up. So stop messing with Sim's money.
There you go. That's it. Don't bring that kind of. We want people from all over the place to come here. But I am going to talk about what Mark said in a second, though. When I do my last words, we're going to talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. So, listen, we had a lot of good content today. The fan kind of stole the show. But clearly, he's the type of guy, he's like, got like that New York Daily News type of vibe, the Frank Isola bitterness, those type of people, He's talking about stuff like, James Dolan obviously did something to him. Let me tell you this, Dolan's been part of a lot of bad things here and there. But I would rather have an owner that allows you to spend money than having an owner that won't even let you spend money. And we talk about this because there are teams right now that, they don't get that publicity, but you don't want to be the OKC Thunder owner that won't spend a dime above the luxury tax and trade guys like James Harden. Do you want him running your team? Even though how well the OKC may have been, do you want him running your team and being such a cheapskate? Cheapskate, whatever. Yeah, you get me? You don't want a cheap owner, you don't want a cheap owner. Dolan may have done a lot of wrong things, but, at least present stuff, with some sort of facts. And then going on saying, the Knicks should be 0-82 and, talking about, I'll trade up for Marvin Bagley. I was going to ask him 2 questions. I was going to ask him first, how in the world are you going to have this team play 0-82? How is that even possible?
Right. It's not even possible.
I was trying to break this guy down by facts. Obviously, we don't have that much time, but how in the world can you do that too? How were you going to plan to trade up for Marvin Bagley? And I knew that he would not have any answer for that.
Right.
And, once you kill him you can just destroy someone with just pure facts. But now spinning to a more positive note, I love the place. There's so many different ideas. I have an app on the iPad that I just like to toy around with doing different sets, formations, types of crazy cuts here and there. I love that aspect, and that's something I would love to see going forward on subsequent shows. But I'm gonna be out. I won't be on Sunday if there's a show. So next time I'll be on is Tuesday.
All right. Well, there's going to be a show, but I don't know if we'll have the chat. But definitely, looking forward to it. All right. All right. Later.
Peace.
All right. So, just what I want to get to. We on our last words. I was going to talk about something a little bit different, but Mark has brought me to talk about this. Number one, first and foremost, white privilege does exist. I know that it exists. I've been witness to it. But if we continue to, if we always throw around white privilege or throw around racism to things that are really insignificant, then when it does mean something, when something really happens, then people will look at it as if it's insignificant, right? Don't just throw white privilege around to anything or racism around to anything. Don't just throw it to something just because you don't like it. You know what I mean? You save it for when it's real and when it's really impacting people of color, people that are not of color. Save it for when it's really impacting them, because every time you throw it around for something that's senseless as this, then it diminishes the importance of using racism or combating racism. It diminishes the importance of it when you just throw it around the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I could care less if that guy got $3,500. I really don't care. You know what I mean? But when you say, well, it's white privilege that he got it, it diminishes the importance of what white privilege really means to people of color in America. It diminishes that importance because you throw it around to any senseless thing. You know what I mean? When there's so many more important issues that are impacting people of color, people that live in the gutter, people that have little access to resources in this country, but we throw it around and we want to use it to combat stuff like that. That's senseless. Doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Save that energy for something that really means something, not that. And number two, while those things do exist, when we're here talking about the Knicks, we don't want to bring it in here because we are all coming here for a similar purpose, right? To escape some of those things that are outside of us, that exist outside of us. I know I do a lot of things to work in my community, right? Because of where I came from and what my background is. You know what I mean? And I focus on communities that are disparaged, right? That have little. I focus on those communities, whether it's black or white. It doesn't matter to me. Puerto Rican, Hispanic, it doesn't matter to me. Although I do have a particular focus on people of color, and that's what I do because that's where I came from. But anyone that needs my help, if I can give it, I will lend it. But when I'm here, it's just focusing on the New York Knicks and anybody. I don't care if it's a Martian that is purple and green. If they come here and they like the Knicks, then they're part of this Knicks family. And we don't need anything while we're on this stream separating us. Because this is what we do. We come here so we can escape all that other stuff with what's going on in the world and outside of us. Sometimes it may come into play and we'll discuss it. But for the most part, we don't want to bring it in over some nonsense. If we're going to have a discussion about some of those things, we'll have a serious discussion about some of those things if and when. But for the most part, we want to keep it out of this and just be Knicks fans and talk about the Knicks. That's what we want to do here. Just be Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? So don't bring that here, right? Young kids, women, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, it doesn't matter what you are. Come here and be a Knicks fan. That's what we are here. Be a Knicks fan. So that's my last words for the night. And the last, actually, that's not my last words. The last thing I want to say, if you still want to sign up on the wait list for NBK opening night, you can still sign up. It looks like we are getting a lot of people sign up. So we will be calling people soon to begin taking payments for for another lounge. All right. So I'm gonna put the wait list in the chat. Putting the wait list in the chat. The link to the wait list in the chat. All right. And if you want to sign up to get on this list for another lounge, then sign up. All right, sign up. If you want to sign up, you want to get on the list, sign up. $205 for a ticket. $220 for a ticket with a t-shirt, an NBK t-shirt. Okay, and you also get food and beverages included. You're in the lounge. You get courtside while we're looking at the pregame warm-ups and shoot around. You'll be courtside. You get a tour of the garden. Make sure you sign up. All right, make sure you sign up. I'll put it in there one more time. Make sure you sign up. But I'm out, guys. I'm out. I'm out for the night. It's been a crazy night, an entertaining night. People got a lot of energy. But I will say one last time, while racism does exist in sports, and I seen someone just put it in the chat that racism exists everywhere, even in sports, and yes, it does. It does. But this is one place that we can go and we can just escape for a little while and just be Knicks fans. Just talk about the Knicks. That's what we want to do. Regardless of where you are, where you come from, you can be the richest person on earth, you can be the poorest person on earth. We got something in common when we come here and we can talk about it together. All right, so let's do it that way. Let's keep it that way. And we'll continue to have a good time and enjoy it. I'll catch you guys Sunday night. Peace.